little signs are on your desk. If.
Oh.
2 letters, big word, if. Table topics today, we're going to ask you to come up here and speak extemporaneously for 1 to 2 minutes on the subject that I pose to you. And we ask that you try to organize your thoughts as best that you can in the panic of the moment. And your questions today are going to come out of my little book of if. I found this at a garage sale a couple weeks ago, and it says, "This is table topics fodder." We ought to keep this up here, and anybody can use it any time. So, trying to keep within the deadline imposed by our timer. Our first question. If you could uninvent one thing in the world so that it would no longer exist, what would you choose? If you could uninvent one thing in the world that would no longer exist, what would it be? Hi.
People.
You're a woman, we want to hear you roar.
I could uninvent one thing. What would it be? I've got control. I've got a magic wand. I think I will uninvent the fact that dogs cannot use the bathroom like we as two-legged people do. This has been an interesting last couple of days because they got to go outside, Miss Lily and Beauregard, and it doesn't matter if it's pouring rain like it was this morning. Here we were. Hurry, 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 hurry. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? They got to go, and I've got to stand out here in this pouring rain with these dogs because I don't have any papers inside for them. I didn't teach these dogs how to do that. I guess I didn't think it was ever going to rain. So, if I could uninvent anything, it would be the fact that there are not restrooms, bathrooms for dogs to use at their will. Thank you.
Obviously, you have putative knowledge of these matters, and we should look to you as the authoritative person to
Maybe I
inform us
could
a little bit.
invent that, and then we could all just go to Bermuda or wherever with my life. So that's all.
Well, our next question, and they all start with the word if. If you could be guaranteed one thing in life besides money, what would it be? If you could be guaranteed one thing in life besides money, what would it be? PJ.
As human beings, what are the things we aspire for? What do we run after? What do we crave? Security, love, fame, immortality, that grasp of eternity, eternal youth, the Ponce de Leon. You never grow older, not one single extra gray hair on your head. From this point on, so many choices. What am I going to choose? The contradiction in life is that a lot of the philosophers, the saints, the mystics say, the root of all pain is to desire what you do not have. To be able to accept what is is the secret to happiness. Now, if I have a choice between eternal youth and the power to accept what is, what will I choose? Let me think about that.
Oh, we had Shakespeare up here for a moment. Well done. Next question of if. If you could live the life of a fictional character, what character would it be? If you could live your life as a fictional character, what character would it be? Alden.
If I could live the life of a fictional character, there's so many to choose from. Where would anyone start with that kind of a question? You could be the hero, you could be the villain. It all kind of depends on what kind of world your fictional character lives in, I'd say. If it's one where you can actually live as the hero, I'd say take it. So if I were to be a fictional character, I would be one that is a hero. I'd slay the dragon, I'd rescue the princess, I'd have my fame, my glory, my immortal legend, and then I would go and ride off into that sunset. And I would, yeah, I'd have it all. Because if you can be a fictional character, that's ultimately what you want. It's the things that you can't normally obtain. So, fictional character, definitely the hero.
And it's not such a bad thing, Alden. Once you've done it 20 or 30 times, you know, Well, our fourth question in the world of if. If you had to exchange one physical attribute, this could be a scary one, with someone in this room, who would you pick and what would you exchange with them? If you could exchange a physical attribute with someone in this room, what would it be and with whom would you exchange that attribute? Michael. Be our hero, you can do this. Vivian?
Okay.
But you have so many other roles. Come on up.
I do, well, let me do it anyway. This could be a very scary topic, because I have to choose somebody who is really here in this room and say what I would like. I'm not going to do that. Emily.
Yeah, me too.
You see these fat hams that I have below me? I don't want legs quite as thin as hers, but I want that ability to go running all around, and then to have that diaphragm that can handle it. That's what I would like. So I told my family I went bike riding today for the first time in years. The last time I tried, I fell off the bike before I even got on, okay, if that's possible. But this time, my daughter was just cracking up. She says, "Mom, you can't say that you went bike riding for 10 minutes and call that bike riding." I said, "You're right." So you see, in my mind, I want her legs and her stamina. Thank you.
Thank you, Viv.
You're welcome.
And thank you for having your legs with you, Emily, as a prop for Emily, or Vivian. Our next question of if. If a photograph of one part of your body were to be used in an advertisement, think about this hard, Michael. If a photograph of one part of your body were to be used in an advertisement, what part would you want that to be used as, and to advertise what product or service? No, this is for Nicole. Breathe in.
Well, as someone who always looks at every picture and thinks that's just awful, I am going to have to pick my wrists, because I think I have really nice wrists. And no, I could be a bracelet model, because I have nice little thin wrists, which look really nice, and which blows the whole, small bone theory out of the window. I normally do have wear bracelets, but I didn't have time today to get myself all organized and ready. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look at my wrists. Thank you.
The word if strikes panics in the hearts of everybody around the room. Our last question. If you could have survived an historic disaster, which would you choose? If you could survive it, play that back in your head again. A historic disaster, what would you choose? Michael, I can get any contact with one.
Now, we'll do it for you.
So many historic disasters. I suppose the one that I am curious about, mostly because I don't know anything about it, is one of the volcanic eruptions in Italy. There's been a couple, but I think we know so little about it, and I think it's Pompeii that I'm thinking of, where people are frozen as they were when the volcanic ash came down upon them. So I think if there's any historic moment that I would be curious about, it would be the volcanic eruption of Pompeii during that time period.
And now we close this chapter of it, and we turn the proceedings over to Emily Huss.
Jim, can I have a timer's report?
Sure. Connie, 1 minute, 13 seconds.